To prepare your artichokes for stuffed artichokes, or Carciofi Ripieni in Italian, just cut off the stem and take off a few of the bottom leaves, and then all you need to do is cut the top so that you just have an even flat base like that. You can take some of the outer leaves, take some of the outer leaves off, and now we're just going to sprinkle this middle bit with some salt and some vinegar. Okay, so you just sprinkle a little bit of salt inside those, and I drizzle with a little bit of red wine vinegar. And just set that aside. That helps it open up a bit. And then just set it in your plate and do the rest. Do the same for the rest of your artichokes. Once you've prepared all of those with salt and red wine vinegar, let them sit in your plate for about half an hour, just to open up, and let that do its work. And then in the meanwhile, we'll prepare our stuffing, which will go inside the artichoke leaves. I'm using 3 large artichokes here, but you can have 4 or 5 smaller ones or 4 large ones. The mixture that I'll be doing, you'll probably have a little bit left over with 3 large ones, but you can then make them into little meat patty balls. To make your stuffing for the stuffed artichokes of Carciofi Ripieni, we've got 500 grams of lean mincemeat. This is a lean mincemeat. You don't want it extra lean because you want a little bit of fat in the meat, otherwise it'll dry out and not be very flavoursome in the artichoke, stuffed artichoke. So what we're going to add to that now is 1 brown onion chopped finely, and 2 garlics finely chopped as well. Add that in. Then we're going to add a cup of breadcrumbs, about 80 grams of multigrain breadcrumbs. Then I'm going to add, this is half a bunch of parsley chopped, and I'm also going to add, I've got about 2 sprigs of oregano that I've chopped up, and 1 sprig of thyme, and I'm just using the leaves of that, so pop that in. Then I've got 100 grams of freshly grated Parmesan. You can get that from your gourmet deli. Then I have 2 eggs that I've lightly beaten. I'm just going to add that in there, and you've got to get your hands in. You may need to add another egg and a bit of water if it's not wet enough, but you can see that with your hands. So just mix that around. So I'm just adding a little bit of water, just because it's moist, but I just want it to come together a little bit more. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water. And that's ready to go. You can add other ingredients to this if you like. You can add some chili if you want a little bit of spice. You could add lemon zest, but I'm happy with that. And there's so many recipes for this. There's so many variations to this recipe, and depending on which region of Italy you come from, you can just do, I've seen recipes with just breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese and some salami chopped up, but I always grew up having this mixture. My mum always traditionally made it with mincemeat, so that's what I'm used to, and that's what I'm going to share with you. Okay, so we'll now get our artichokes ready and start stuffing them. So all you need to do with your artichokes after half an hour is just tip them upside down and let any extra red wine vinegar juice, just let it come out, and you'll find that your artichoke opens up a little bit easier and is a little bit softened. The leaves aren't as tight. So do that to all your artichokes, and then we can start stuffing them. So all you do is, starting from the inside and working your way to the outside, start getting your mixture that you've made up and just start filling it in. So I just grab a bit of a time and just start putting it in there. The artichoke heart right at the centre, you just sort of leave that hole, and that'll be a lovely surprise at the end of your dish. It's always a treat right at the end, and it soaks up a lot of the flavours of the meat. So just open up those leaves gently and stuff it in with that mixture. Okay. So keep doing that, work from the inside, work your way out. You just go through all the layers, just put a bit of that mixture in there and just push it in with your finger. So keep going. There's some leaves there, so I'm just going to try and get every layer of leaves, pop it through there. This is a recipe that my mum taught me, and she's from the region of Calabria in Italy, so tradition that they probably had more so down south of Italy to use mince. Okay, so you get the drift. Just open it up, pop a little bit of meat in each leaf of every layer, so it will expand quite a lot. Okay, so that's one done complete. It looks quite big. When you finish, it spreads out quite a lot, but you can see there's meat all through on all those leaves, in all those leaves, artichoke leaves. So now what I'm going to do is just going to sprinkle that with some Parmesan cheese on top, and then I'll show you the rest in a minute once I've filled all my other artichokes. So that's all of my 3 artichokes stuffed. They do look quite big, so you'll only need 1 really per person. It's a lot of fun once they're cooked to take off all the leaves and eat all the stuffing inside, and you scrape the inside, the juice of the artichoke leaf, and it's just a beautiful flavour. But that's all 3 of my artichokes done, and I only had that much meat left, so you do really need about half a kilo, 500 grams of mince. I'll just make that into one little patty. So we'll get these in a baking tray and I'll show you what to do next. So I've placed the 3 artichokes in a baking tray. Now I'm just going to sprinkle the tops with freshly grated Parmesan cheese. So just sprinkling the top with Parmesan cheese. And then I'm going to drizzle with some olive oil. And then just placing some water in the baking tray and just halfway up the artichokes. And then I'm going to cover this with foil, and you pop it in your preheated oven of 180 degrees and you let it cook for about 40 to 50 minutes, but we'll check it after 40 minutes. Okay, it's been in the oven now for about 40 minutes. So I'm just taking off the foil aluminium foil. I'm going to pop it back in the oven just to brown the tops, but that's quite good. The meat's pretty much cooked. I just want to brown the top 40 minutes and then take the foil off for another 5 or 10 minutes just to brown the top and melt the cheese and give it a little bit of a crusty look. And now you take these out, put them on a plate and serve it up with salad. I'm going to serve it up with a rocket salad, but you could serve it up with a radicchio salad, some roasted balsamic tomatoes. You can serve this up with whatever you like, but it's nice to have a refreshing salad with it. So once you place each individual one on a plate, the way you would eat it is you just pull off each leaf and you will scoop up in your mouth the meat and scrape that lovely artichoke flavour just in there, and it's divine. Enjoy.
È per te che sono verdi gli alberi e rosa i fiocchi in maternità, è per te che il sole brucia a luglio, è per te tutta questa città.